day grade 12. So today we are going to do an NSC exam question paper, November 2023. It is question 4. Now, this is the question that usually lifts up your marks a lot, but there's also some mistakes that I've seen my grade 12 learners do a lot, and in this video I'm going to try and show where those mistakes are, and hopefully it will help some of your other guys as well. So let's start with this. Let's start by reading the question first. We should draw a complete floor plan that has all the doors and windows, all fixtures, all electrical fittings, and all hatching detail. Then we should draw a complete northeast elevation, the outside walls, windows, sliding door and step detail, the roof detail including the fascia boards, barge board, gutters and rainwater downpipes. Then for 4.2 we should draw a complete foundation, external wall slab and window detail, so that is just a section. And then there's the roof detail including all rainwater items. And then there's a point that says the window to window, roof and rainwater downpipe. So if we look at the window to they are talking about is this one. So when you look from here, you stand on the back side of the arrow where the A is and looking to the side. So you will see that window. Don't forget to add that window. And then all hatching details. We should do some labeling. We should add the floor finish, the ground level finish, floor level and damp proof course and all other notes. So let's start. I usually start with my floor plan. So on the answer sheet we have an unfinished floor plan where we should add the windows and all of the fixtures. So I start with the door itself. You will see that the doors says to fit, but the windows actually has a measurement. So we will come to the windows later on. Let's quickly do our doors. I'm going to do this door first that says to fit. It's door 2, and if I look at my question, door 2 and door 2, door 2. So let's quickly add our door 2. A door usually opens in the direction so that the door itself can be to the wall. Okay, so I'm going to make my door this side. Door. And for this one, we don't want the door to be in the way from the cupboard, so we would rather open it to the counter side. Okay, then I just need to add all of my doors itself. Okay, there is my door 2s. The next one is the sliding door that's going to be here. So let's quickly look at those measurements. First of all, I'm going to get the thickness. It's 100 on a scale from 1 to 50. So it's going to be 2 millimeters, and it's going to be in the middle of my wall itself. So it's 2 millimeters in the middle of my wall. There we go. So when you get this question, make sure that when you put the page on your board that it's nice and straight using your T-square and a printed line, not the edge of the page please, the printed line. I like to usually use my roof overhang to make sure that my page is straight, otherwise your door will not be straight. Then we have this piece that's a window and not part of the slide. It's part of the sliding door, but it doesn't open, so it's a window. It is 600. So it's going to be 12 millimeters. There we go, that's the window part. Then in the middle we have where the door opens. So it's right in the middle. And then the two sliding doors. And that's a sliding door. And the thing that my students usually forget is to add the arrow that indicates in what direction the door opens. Remember, you get a half mark for that. So don't throw all the half marks away. Then you will lose an entire mark somewhere. Next, I'm going to do my window. So I'm going to do my window 1. All of my windows ones first. So there's a window 1 and there's a window 1. It is 1500 long. So if we calculate that, that is 30 millimeters. And when you measure the area of the window on the question page, it doesn't say to fit. So you should draw this window in the middle of the opening that is given to you. So in the middle, we draw a window. The window itself is in the middle of my wall. So this is grade 10. By now you guys should know how to draw a window. I just see my students make their window so all the way to the overhang of the roof. Please don't do that. And then here is a window 1 as well. That's also 30 millimeters. Here we go. And next I'm going to do window 2, which is 800. So 800 divided by 50 is 16. And here is a perfect example. This opening is 22. So we need to, not on one side, let's do it in the middle to get our 16. Because sometimes they can add this sectioning right on the edge of your window, and when you add a window on one side, your cutting plane will miss the window. So on the section view, you will not go through a window, and they actually wanted it to go through a window. So just make sure that you usually do it in the middle of the opening. And then this one is also 16. Okay, we have all of our windows, and then remember to do all of the hatching. So I'm quickly going to do the hatching. It is against 45 degrees, 2 that's close together, and then far apart. Okay, so all of the hatching has been done. Now, let's start adding our fixtures. I'm going to start with the bath. It is 700, so it is 14 wide, and it's placed right here in the corner. 14. And then it is 1700 long. So 1700 divided by 50 gives you 34 millimeters long. And then a bathtub don't have a lid you can put on, so you will see the drain. Doesn't have a lid, so you will see the drain. Next is the wash basin. That is, let's do the toilet first. So it's the toilet. That is 450, so it's going to be 9. And then it is 700 long, so it's 14 long again. And the top part is 200, so it's 4 millimeters. And then a toilet does have a lid you can close, so you don't see the hole here. Please don't draw these drawings. You have to draw the sans drawings. It's faster, it's easier. You just use these measurements. Next is the wash basin. So it is 500, which means it's 10 millimeters long, right under the window. It's not on the window. The window is higher than the wash basin, so it doesn't actually goes against the window. It's underneath the window. And then it is 400 down, so it's 8. And again, a sink doesn't have a lid you can close, so we will see the drain. We see the drain. And that is the bathroom. What I like to do is I like to take my thing. Okay, I got my sliding door. I got all of my doors. I got my windows. I did my bath, my toilet, and my wash basin. I still need my sink. The sink is on here. It is 1500 long and 500 wide. So it's 30 millimeters long and 10 millimeters wide. In the middle of my cupboard we go, and it is 30 millimeters long. There we have it. The sink, we need the sink wash area. It is 400. No, it's 400 by 500, so it's 10 down. And let's do the 400 first. The 400 is 8. It doesn't have a lid that can close, so we see the drain. The drain, okay, there. And we don't add the lines anymore, and please don't add the annotation, for example, S for sink and B for bath. They don't do it anymore, so it just makes the sketch look unneat. So we just keep it clean, just like that. That's all you have to do for the fixtures. So I added the sink. For the electrical fittings, I'm going to start with all of my one-way switches, my single pole one-way switches, and I'm going to add a two-way switch, the bowl area as well. As you can see, I don't use freehand for anything so far. Everything I've drawn up until now is done with instruments. So we have a switch over here, no, a switch on inside. We have a switch here on the inside. Maybe I can make that ball a little bit bigger. Let's make that a bit bigger. And it doesn't touch my wall. Okay, just make it a bit away from the wall so that we can see that it's round and doesn't look like a socket. Okay, so we have one here. And a single switch we have here as well. Then we have a two-way switch here and here. There we go. Now to add the little poles itself. There we go. Again, even though this isn't freehand, there's one. Another one. All of them is single pole. There's no double pole yet. Okay, I prefer going this way. There we go. And then this one is a two-way switch, which means that it has two. Just make sure this doesn't. There you go. It has two switches. There we go. Two. And on this side is a two. Don't know anything. There we go. This is a two-way one as well. No. Yes. Okay, we have all of our switches, so I'm going to mark that off. I have 1 and 2. Then we need a fluorescent light here at number 3. I have a fluorescent light here. I don't really know if the direction matters, but what is important about the fluorescent light is we need to write that. Maybe I should have done it like that. Okay, now I don't think it's incorrect this way. You won't lose any marks, but I like to write my writing straight up. So I'm just going to turn my fluorescent light like this so that I can write straight up and not against the side. Go, we do the little grid lines, 3 millimeters to do our annotation, and you don't write the N times 40 watt. Now you replace that N with the information that was given to you. So this is what you write: 4 times 40 watt, and remember that is 3 millimeters high. And from the ball, not from the center of the ball or from the edge of the leg, or from the ball, there it goes. And then again here from the light to the ball. Next we have, okay, so I did my fluorescent light. I did that. I need 4 ceiling lights, so we have 1, 2, 3 ceiling lights. I have my ceiling lights, and it goes from the center to the ball. I got my ceiling lights. I need switch socket outlets. I need 1, 2, 3. I just need 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Switch socket outlets. Again, I'm using my instruments. And this is only half a circle. Not against the wall again, it's just a small bit away from the wall. Okay, I'm going to do the single line now. I will add the switch later. Remember to add the switch. Let me just add the switch, otherwise we forget to come back. So I'm quickly going to add the switch as well. There we go. We have a switch socket outlet. We need 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, I have all of them. Lastly, we need a distribution board. Here we go, we have a distribution board. And that is all of my, so I did add all the windows, I added all the fixtures and the electrical. I did hatching. I still need the floor finish. So I need to add my floor finish that says, wait, let me just look again. So your floor finish is stated here. The open area and bathroom is tile, the bedroom is carpet, and the office is laminated. So the bedroom was carpet. This is carpet. Then the bathroom was tile. The open area was tile. And the office was laminated. Anything else? No, we don't have. Yes, I think our floor plan is done then. Yes, my floor plan is done. What I need to do next is do the sectioning or the northeast elevation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this front view of the walls over here up. As construction, I'm going to take them up. I'm just doing the walls for now. Okay, I'm going to do the step as well. Okay, it's very likely, I don't know if you will be able to see it on the video, but it's supposed to be very likely I'm going to darken the bits that will need to be darkened. Okay, then we have a look at this elevation. Okay, so from the bottom, the ground level, to the bottom of our fascia board, is the bottom correct? Let me just make sure. Yes. Yes, to the bottom of our fascia board is 2750. 2750. It's still according to a scale of 1 to 50. So that will be 55 millimeters up. $55 millimeters. There we go. And then the fascia board. Okay, so I'm going to extend my walls in dark so that it can be underneath the fascia board all over. I can get a better picture of what my drawing is going to look like. You can see that wall. You can see this wall. I'm not going to do the steps yet because it's not the height until the fascia board. And there we go. I have my walls. I'm going to leave the roof for now. I'm going to do this part. To my floor level, let's find my finished floor level first. It is from the ground level 450 to the top of my ground. So it is 9 millimeters up. Nine millimeters up, and that is my finished floor level. Remember to add the annotation of saying this is my finished floor level. Here we go. Then I'm going to add my steps, the step information, the front step and side view. So this is where I find that 1100 up, so it's 22 millimeters up from the ground. Then I have my first step is 150, so it is 3 millimeters up. From the ground up, the second step is 300, so it's another 3 millimeters up from my previous step. There we go. We have this little side here, so how we get that is 800 subtract 650, it gives me 150 again. So it is going to be 3 millimeters again. And there I have my steps. Next is the door. I need to take up my door. We use our floor plan to get the size of the placement of my door. There we go. The door height. The door height is going to be 2050. It is 41 millimeters high from the floor. There we go. Then to add the detail. So we have the placement of our floor or door. To add the detail, it's going to look like this. It says that A is the opening. Okay, that's for the window. All frames is 50 millimeters thick. So all our frames are going to be 1 millimeter. And then a 200 by 25 cement still under all window still under all windows. Okay, again, that's for the window. I want to add this frame, so don't forget about the window part, which is 600. We already have the placement for the window here, so I'm going to do this in construction first. Then everything is 1 millimeter. Quickly drawing my door information. Okay. Okay, now I can do a dark permanent. And then again, don't forget to add that arrow that shows in which direction the door opens. And there is my arrow, my door. So next, the windows is on the same height as my door, so I can just take it over, find the exact placement for my window. And then measure. On the question, it says 1200, so it's going to be 24 millimeters down. Okay, so that's the outside of my windows. The frames again, wait, let me just get the panel A first. It's 500, so it's 10 millimeters. My 1 millimeters looks a bit big today. Okay. And then it says that the A is the opening side. So this is my opening side. And the windowsill, please remember the windowsill. And we have a window. Okay, so this is grade 11 work. This shouldn't be too difficult for you guys. Now we get to the grade 12 part of the elevation. So the grade 12 part is adding the roof and the drains and everything. Let's start with the roof. First of all, you look at your, let me just move that up. You look at your floor plan and where you will see the triangle going up. So if we look from this side, you will see the triangle going up like this. So that is why here you will see the triangle. But on this side, the triangle is going from here. You can see this is the top and it goes down from there. So on this side the roof sits like this, and here the roof basically sits like this. That is why this side is straight. But we still need to determine that height. I'm firstly going to determine this height for this roof because it's the easiest one. What we do is they say that the roof pitch is 20 degrees. The roof pitch is 20 degrees. So from my overhang, I'm going to measure 20 degrees. Let me first just get my overhang. Oh, I need my fascia board first. I almost forgot about that. So first we need our fascia board to the top. We need our fascia board to the top. It is, okay, yes, here. 200 by 20. Now, it doesn't mean 200 times 20. It means it is 200. Here it shows again, 200 by 20. So it is 200 long, but it's 20 millimeters thick. So we are going to do the 200, which is going to be 4 millimeters. I'm going to draw another construction line. There we go. And then I'm going to take my overhang all the way up. Will it go all the way up? We will see. This is my overhang. On this side, my overhang. And then we have an overhang here as well. So don't forget about this one. Here we go. So to get the angle, we are going to use the two overhangs. Now you can do this measurement over here as well, where you measure 20 degrees and you get the height. I just usually I prefer to do it here. It's personal preference. Otherwise I have to go and measure. Here I can just draw. So we get the where is my, okay, so here is my protractor. There we go. I'm going to measure from the corner, there we go, 20 degrees, and from the overhang corner on this side, 20 degrees. I'm going to do construction lines where I connect them. And there we go. I have the height of my roof. Now I'm going to do that dark because I know it is final. Okay, I have my one part of the roof. Next part is where we need to determine the height. So we're not going to draw the triangle dark like we just did. We need to determine the height itself. We cannot use this distance. We need to take the part like we did here, similar, where the triangle goes over. So in this case, the triangle goes over this side, this wall. So we need to take this distance. We already have one side, which is the overhang on this side, but that we did. We need to measure this and place it over here. So here, yes, you can do it 20 degrees and then measure the middle. But again, I like to have my triangles on my elevation. And I'm showing you exactly what happens. So, we measured this. Let me just move this up again. Okay, we measured this. And I get 111. So we measure 111, 111. There we go. And that is my overhang for this side. I'm going to make a mark so you guys can see nicely where it is. So there it is. And on there, I'm going to measure my 20 degrees again. Just make sure you use your protractor correctly. For example, mine, the place where I should add the mark where I want to measure from is underneath this line. Where every protractor works differently. For example, I have one here as well. That is the Freak 60. Where you place the mark right in the center of this cross. So just make sure that you use your protractor correctly. Again here, I measure on the outside, 10, 20. See, it starts with 10, so I know my 0 would be here. If your 0 starts anywhere else, like here maybe, that is where you should line it up. Minus 0 is on this line. 10, 20. As construction. Where did I do this? Yes. Here we go. And here as well. And there I have a triangle that shows my height for that one. So I know this will be my height. With my overhang. Okay, I just quickly want to finish this one. And there we go. Then I'm going to add the gutter and the fascia board. So we already have our placement for our fascia board. But the gutter is placed in the middle. In the middle of this. Right in the center. It says that our gutter is again 150 by 100. We make it longer instead of deeper because we want the rainwater to fall in. We want more area for it to fall in and not fall over the gutter. So I'm going to measure the 100. It's going to come to 2 millimeters in the middle of my fascia board. So it's going to be 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. Then I have to. So in the middle, I measured 2 millimeters. Then remember the overhang, or let me explain it like this. This roof goes like this. It's not straight. It goes like this. So the water goes down here, which means we want one in the front. Great. But then it goes like this here as well. On this side. The water goes down here as well. So we need a gutter in this area as well. For this one, the gutter will move all around here. So it goes here, you will see it front, then you will see it a bit past in front and a bit past the roof line again. So this one will go 150, so it is 3 millimeters out. 3 millimeters out, right in the middle, and remember on this side 3 millimeters out again. Same on this side, 3 millimeters out, 3 millimeters out. And the answer or the question actually shows you where it's going past. You can see here it goes past a bit and it goes past a bit. So this is your memo. You just have to complete it. And then the mistake my learners make is this break line. They stop there. They draw it just to here, add the break line, and don't continue. The break line is added where the people that sets up the question paper wants to see, do you know where you should continue, what you should continue drawing. So finish the gutter. You get a mark for finishing it. Your house doesn't just have a gutter on one side and it stops. It continues. You have to draw the finished view. This is unfinished. So remember to complete the gutter all the way. Then on this side, you will see it stops there. It doesn't go past. The reason for that is, if you look at what our roof looks like, it goes straight down like this. So the water rather goes down the side. It doesn't go down here. So we don't need a gutter over here. We need it on the sides. So it stops right as the roof ends. So we continue with our gutter. Right onto where the roof ends. Here, where the roof ends. Okay, then let's see if we complete our fascia board. What is the barge board? Oh yeah, we have a little bit of line that goes down there. I think that is the barge board. Oh no, this is the the barge board. It's part of the barge board. So let's add that little piece that goes down there as well. Here we go. Oops. Then we have to add the rest of the barge board like this, and the ridge cap. The ridge cap is something that they add on top of your roof to close all of the gaps for where the wind cannot enter, or when it rains the water cannot enter. Otherwise your roof will be leaking permanently. So we add that. It is 75, so it's about almost 2 millimeters, well, not really 2 millimeters. I think it's 1.5. Yeah, it's 1.5. So it's 1.5 millimeter thick. Where we add that there we go. I just need to add this one in the middle as well. Oh, that one's a bit thick, but okay. Yeah, I don't know, that's gonna bother me. Let me fix that real quick. The shadows is messing with me. Okay. Let's see if I can. Hey, there we go. Oh, and you still need to finish my fascia board. So the fascia board will come to my drain or my cutter. Okay, and then just straight. There we go. And then to add our water down pipe here, you just use this little pipe that was given to you already. Take that straight up. Okay, that did not work as planned. So that is actually not a circle, it's a ellipse, but I don't have an ellipse stencil, so I will just use my freehand for that. For now, I don't have a ellipse stencil. And I think we are finished. Let me just quickly look at the question if I'm missing anything. No, I think we are finished for that. I added the finished floor level. Please remember those notes and the arrow. That is usually where you guys lose a simple mark and your windowsill, and then finishing the gutter and adding the roof trimmings. And that is all. Let's move to the bit more difficult part, is the foundation. So when we do, or the section view. So when we do the section view, what you guys really need to do is hatching. Please remember hatching. So first of all, I'm going to start by this hatching. It's a foundation that was already given to me, so I can hatch it, and I know at least I got half a mark. Then we use the information here and here to finish this. The question is, we use this information as well. The wall thickness is 200. So it's going to, and it's according to a scale of 1 to 20. It's not 1 to 50 like the other two. Just remember that. So it is 200, it's 1 to 20. So 200 is going to be 10. Yes, 200 is 10. And that sits in the middle of my foundation. So I get the center of my foundation first. And then I like to draw a line that goes all the way through. So in the center, there we go. And I like to draw a very light construction line because so many things happen in the middle. There we go, a light construction line. And then 10, so I'm going to measure 5, 5. 5, 5, and a construction line again. There we go. Then to the ground. So from the top of the foundation to the top of the floor level is 850. So 850 divided by 20 gives me 42.5. Top of the foundation, 42.5 to the top of the floor. and you draw your floor up until your break line. There we go. Because you are standing here, let me draw a little man. You are standing here and you're looking to the side. So the floor is on your left. It's not on your right, it's on your left. The thickness of the floor is 100. So I think it's 5. Yes, it's 5. And then my floor is done, so I'm doing my hatching again. There we go. Hatching done. Now at least now I have 1 mark for all of my hatching. Hatching. The ground level from the top of my floor to the ground is 450. That is 22.5. Top of my floor, correct? Yes. Top of my floor, 22.5. The steps, does it go in? No, it doesn't go in. Oh, and I'm not seeing the steps. I'm just looking till this wall. Okay. There we go. That is my... When you have that, please go and write your annotation for your ground level. It is half a mark. Remember your DPC, your damp proof, what do they call it? Let me just get the correct wording. The damp proof course, it's a very thick black plastic that they add on top of the ground so that when it rains and everything, the plastic blocks the moisture from the ground to come into your floors. Otherwise your floors and walls will permanently be wet. So it's a thick black line that goes underneath your floor and up 1 stone, because we don't want it to be straight, then the water here will just go in. So a thick black line, and please call it, name it DPC. As soon as you draw something, give it a name. Say that is that. Otherwise you lose that mark. Then we know our wall. Where's my other triangle? There it is. My wall goes till there. This one is going to go past. I don't know how high yet, so I'm just going to do it like that. And I do this hatching as well. My hardcore, it's the filling, ground filling, so it's against 45 degrees. Hatching. Now I know at least I have 1.5 mark. I'm going to do this hatching last, because for sectioning I think this is the most irritating hatching, and I want to explain how I do this to make it a bit quicker for you guys. Nothing still is freehand. I've done all. The only thing I did freehand was, well, the ellipse, that was too small, and the cables. The rest has been done with instruments. Okay, then we have to add our window. Let's see, they say from the floor to the top of my window is 2050. It's 102.5 up from my floor. Yes, 102.5. Right. Okay, then on top of that there is supposed to be a yes. There's a 200 by 80 lintel. Again, 200, 80 high. 200 by 80. We already have the 200. 80. I think it's 4 millimeters. Yes, it's 4 millimeters high. Again, I have my lintel, which is made of cement, so I do my hatching. Here we go. Then the window. First of all, through what window are we slicing? Window 1 or window 2? We are cutting through window 1. So we use the measurements for window 1. From the top down, it's 1,200 divided by 20 gives you 60 millimeters down. Then we have to add a windowsill. So the windowsill, they say, is, where's my windowsill? Cement sill under all windows. So it is 200 long. So again, 10 millimeters. 200 long and 20 millimeter thick. So 1 millimeter thick, 20 millimeters, is it 20? 10 millimeters, sorry. 10 millimeters long, 1 millimeter thick. And it starts on the end of your window, basically. So I'm quickly going to draw my window. So my window itself is about 2 millimeters. There we go. I think that might be a bit too thick, but it's okay. Then not that. I just need to figure out this triangle again. There we go. From here, 20 millimeters long. Let me see if I can actually move this. There we go, yes. 10 millimeters long, not 20. 10. 1 millimeter thick. There we go. Figure this out again. There we go. And that is my windowsill. But remember, we need to add the windowsill cement under the windowsill so it doesn't move. And I'm doing hatching again. Going to complete this. There we go. And this. Underneath your window, there needs to be a DCP again. Because again, there's water that can add up here, and we don't want that water to go into your wall. So there is a thick layer of DCP again. DPC. I got used to calling it DCP. Let me just correct that. So it's DPC and not DCP. DPC underneath your window. Then now we are getting to the more difficult part. But actually, I think we should add that information. Remember that window I talked about earlier that we are going to see? So let's measure where does yours sit. Mine is 7 millimeters. 7 times 50 is 350. Did I actually give a measurement? No. Divide by 20. And it is about 17.5 millimeters. Okay, so there is going to be a construction line of where my window starts. It's the same height as this window. There we go. And it's not the same height down as that. It's going to be this one, which is 800 divided by 20, and it's 40 millimeters down. There's my other pencil. You don't have to draw the entire thing, only up until your break line, to where your break line ends. We have the about 2 millimeter frame now. And the windowsill. And it opens. Let me just, now how long is this thing going to be? It's also 800, so it's also going to be 400, so the opening will go there. And that's it. Just need to erase this small opening. There we go. And that is my window. So yes, I place it in the middle. Depending on where yours is where you're going to draw it. But I'm going to see that window. There's nothing on this wall that I can see. If the sink was here, yes, remember to draw your sink here as well. And that's all. Now we can start going to the roof. So first of all, it says from the floor to where the what do you call it, the wall plates will start is 242460 divided by 20 gives you 123. 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm going to extend this because this is where your ceiling, that's your ceiling. Then on top of this we add a wall plate that is 114 long and 40 millimeters high. So it's 2 millimeters high and 140 is 5.7 long. So we measure 5.7 long. And it's 2 millimeters high. That is your wall plate. It's made of wood, so we are slicing through it. So we need to hatch. There we go. Then we have the 450 spacing branding strips. With the center to the center is 450 apart. So 450 divided by 20 is 22.5 millimeters. So I'm going to start. Your first one is pretty close to your wall plate, so I'm going to make my first one there. It's a square. Again, it needs to be hatched. Then from the middle of that cross, it is 22.5. And that is the middle of your second one. I will not be able to fit another one in there, so I'm not going to draw another one. It's going to be past the break line, and that is it. So this is where you ended in grade 11. For grade 12, we need to add a roof. So the roof has roof trusses that looks like this. That's added on top of, let's say this is the roof truss. It's added on top of here, like this. And then it's added to this wall plate. Can you see that my angle basically starts on the end here of my wall plate? So you put your protractor here and you measure your 20 degrees. So you put it right here, measure 20 degrees. I'm going to draw a construction line. Remember your overhang. Okay, I need an overhang as well. The overhang is, roof overhang is 400. 400 divided by 20 gives you 20 millimeters. So the overhang is 20 millimeters straight. Straight. Not like this, not like this. Straight. 20. And this is where your roof truss ends. So first of all, your roof trusses is, let me see, roof trusses is also 150, 140. So 5.7. This one 5.7. Then this one you measure in the same angle as that, 5.7, and here at the bottom 5.7. Then you can connect them. To your overhang. There you go. And this one overhang just like that. Go. Oh, oops. I need to erase this because we slice through the wall and not through the roof truss. Okay, sorry, I had a bit of technical difficulties where I finalized the drawing and it didn't record. So let's quickly finish this. The next thing we should add is the purlins. Here's the purlins. It says that it is 75 high. So 75 divided by 20 is 3.75. Going to draw that's 3.75. Connect them. And then my fascia board, I'm going to add my fascia board before I add the purlins. Fascia board is 200 long, so it's 10 from here. 10. 10. There we go. It's about 1 millimeter thick. Okay, my 1 millimeter may look a bit thick. Okay. Then the purlins is 50, I think. 50 but divided by 20 is 2.5. So here in the end, 2.5. Remember that it is wood, so it needs to be hatched. From the center to the center, the next one center is 1,000. So it will be 50. From the center to the next one center is 1,000. It's 2.2. There we go. Add that. Next, we want to add the corrugated roof sheet of 40 millimeters. So it's going to be 2 millimeters thick. And it goes over my fascia board, because we wanted the water to fall into the gutter and not just against my fascia board. And I think that's that. We need to add the gutter. The gutter is 150 wide in the middle, 150 and 100. So it is 4 millimeters up, 5 millimeters up, and 5 point something long. And there's my gutter. But this still looks very, very unfinished, because you will see, we are standing here, you will see this side, this roof area as well. So what we need to do is we need to add that. We will see the sheeting of the roof. We will see the fascia board. We will see the gutter. And then we will also see where this roof goes up. So where it goes up, because we are slicing through the lower roof. So normally when you slice through here, everything is just right behind this. But now on this side it goes a bit higher. We need to find that difference in height. I measured, and mine is about 5 more or less. So 5 times 50 is 250. Divide by 20 gives 12.5. So it is 12.5 higher. Let me just get that. 15, 12.5. There we go. Against the same degree as that. And there we go. We are almost done. We just need to finish our hatching. So the first hatching is the wall, which is pretty easy. It's pretty standard, same as what you did for the floor plan. Do close together, far apart, close together, far apart. So I'm just quickly doing that. Then this hatching is probably the most annoying hatching ever. So what I do is I start with 3 or 4 lines, same length, same distance apart. Then I make it like a checkerboard. So this is the white pieces or the black squares. You add it in the opposite direction. The other one in right around that one block. I add all of my other There we go. And then, same thing. Turn it. And I do the other side. You don't have to do the entire thing, just around the foundation. So I'm going to move to this side. Start again. 4 lines. That's pretty the same distance apart, same length. Switch to the other sides. All 4 of them. This takes practice, so the more you practice it, the easier, the faster you will be able to do this. And then I just fill in the corners. I fill in all my corners. There we go. You can go around, but that's what I'm going to do for now. Make sure that we named everything. TCP, DCP, ground line. Oh, TPC. Come on. Let's actually add finish floor level as well, because sometimes they will ask give marks for that finish floor level. Okay, and I think we have about everything. So let me show you what the final drawing looks like. And there we go. And then what you should pay attention to is make sure that this incorrect lettering, it needs to be 3mm high and block letters. You will be penalized if you just write like you want to. Section incorrectly, you need to use the correct sectioning. Rotated views, if you twisted this, for example, you're sectioning this, or your window on this side, roof on this side, that is where you will lose marks. Non-aligned views, if you drew this to the one side, and incorrect scale. So pay attention to this and this. For example, hatching for the floor plan. This simple hatching is 3 marks. The hatching for this is 5.5 marks. So pay attention to where you get marks, where you lose marks. And then that's it. This is a question where you can lift your percentage a lot with if you practice. So good luck, grade 12s. It's a short year, it's a busy year, but we will get through this. Good luck with the drawings, and thank you for watching.